Some people think that we as Catholics make too big of a deal out of the Eucharist. Actually, some Catholics believe that we make too big of a deal out of the Eucharist. If we're saying that we make too big of a deal out of the Eucharist, then we're saying that we don't truly believe what we profess to believe. That we believe that that is Jesus. Are you saying that we make too big of a deal out of Jesus? Because that's what we believe. We believe that the Eucharist is Jesus. And I'm telling you, I don't think I'll ever make too big of a deal out of Jesus. Not now that I know him, not now that I want to spend my life with him, not now that I want to give my life and my eternity to the Lord. I'll never make too big of a deal out of him. In fact, that's part of what got us into this problem of not understanding who Jesus is not making a big enough deal about the Eucharist, right? We've had bad teaching. Our teaching has been lacking. Our catechesis, our evangelization about the Eucharist has been lacking, right? Our liturgies have been less than reverent. And if that's the case, then who's going to believe that we actually believe that that's Jesus? Our reception of Holy Communion in turn has become irreverent, as if we're indifferent about what we're receiving, or it's just another piece of bread. That is going to affect our belief and what people actually perceive about what we believe, that this is Jesus. We have to get back to making a big deal out of him, recognizing that our faith will follow on the way that we practice, our faithfulness. This is why the church calls the Eucharist the source and summit of our faith. What does source and summit mean? Source meaning just like rays of light come from the sun. That's the way the church and the church's spirituality, our good works and our acts come from the Eucharist, from the source of all being. Remember what the Eucharist is. It is the representation of Jesus' paschal mystery. We represent the paschal mystery, the source of all grace in our entire universe. The redemption of humanity comes from Jesus' sacrifice and his resurrection. That's what we're saying. When it's the source of everything in the church, the Eucharist is the source of everything because it's Jesus. And that's what we're saying. So then everything flows from him. Every other sacrament that we have flows from him. Every ministry that we have in the church flows from the Eucharist, that as its source, as its strength, as its purpose. We also say that it's the summit. It's the summit. It's what everything in the church leads back to, right? What is our purpose in doing anything in the church? Is to bring people into union with the Lord, including ourselves. Is to live out that union with Jesus. And so all of our ministries, everything we do in the church should point back to a relationship with Jesus in the Eucharist. It's a bringing back into that one family. Our worship at Sunday Mass, the Holy Sabbath, is to bring people into that. All of our efforts should be focused in bringing people all into one in Jesus' dream, to bring all people into one in him. And that way we say that it's the summit of all things. There's nothing higher on earth than receiving Jesus in the Eucharist. In fact, it's already a participation in heaven, right? Jesus, who sits at the right hand of the Father, is the same Jesus that we receive in our Catholic Mass. When we receive him, we are participating in heaven. There is nothing greater on earth than Jesus Christ in the Eucharist. He is the source of all things that we do. He's the summit to which we always return.